Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Coming up, he is asking for leniency, making strides in his mental health recovery. Crystal Paco has an update on Chad DeSoto. And another convict has received a commuted prison sentence, as Ken Quintanilla details in that story. And Isa Baza speaks with a frustrated parent whose kids continue to be bullied at school. Hafa and good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, he is convicted of killing 3 tourists and injuring 11 others back in 2013. And fast forward to today, and Chad DeSoto is asking the court for leniency, specifically that the court reduce his sentence or that he be committed to the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. Crystal Paco explains in tonight's top story.
Back in September 2014, Chad DeSoto blamed his mental illness for his rampage through Tumon that left 3 tourists dead and 11 injured. He was ultimately handed down the maximum sentence of life behind bars without the possibility of parole.
I contracted my mental illness almost 2 years ago. I've come to understand that they have known all along. The hardest prison to ever escape is in your mind.
According to court filings by Assistant Public Defender Jocelyn Roden, DeSoto is making strides towards mental health recovery and humbly asks that the court consider reduction of his sentence to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole. Roden notes that DeSoto now has spiritual guidance from a local Christian church. He meets with prison counselor Dr. Patricia Timinglow and has requested to be taken to Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center to be seen by a psychiatrist. That's in addition to his interest in joining a federal prison program created by Michael Santos, once a federal inmate and now a motivational speaker. Quote, defendant respectfully requests that the court consider reducing his sentence and replace it with terms that will better serve to assist the defendant's rehabilitation and return to society if he is paroled, end quote. Defense also asks that DeSoto be committed to Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center because he is not getting the attention and care he could get at GBHWC at the prison. Defense contends DeSoto presents a danger to himself as a result of his mental illness. The government filed opposition to the motion, stating the law doesn't provide the court to reduce or suspend sentences for aggravated murder. Chief Prosecutor Phil Tydenko states the court previously showed leniency by allowing each of the 3 life sentences to be served concurrently. The government also states defense failed to submit a DEPCOR report to prove DeSoto poses a danger to himself or others. A hearing to address the motion is set for September 30th. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
In other news tonight, accused murderer Alan Agababa will not be heading to trial next week as scheduled. In court Thursday, Judge Maria Senzon denied defense's motion to dismiss the case, but did grant their motion for continuance to allow more time for defense to secure an expert witness. As we have reported previously, defense has run out of funds to do so.
I'm going to bring back the parties for a status hearing in about 60 days to find out where we are, Mr. Vanderbilt, with regard to your ability to retain an expert within that time frame, or to determine what might be the appropriate route for you to obtain either a greater amount, if that's what's deemed to be necessary.
Agababa is accused of killing his mother, Shelley Bernstein, in order to collect her death benefits. The weapon was never identified or recovered, and a jury was unable to reach a unanimous decision when he was first tried in 2014. A status hearing has been set for November the 18th. Well, defense for longtime University of Guam professor Dr. Michael Ellert want UOG's administrative findings to be kept out of the government's case in chief. Defense's motion to suppress state Ellert's constitutional rights were violated as he was compelled to be a witness against himself. Specifically, Dr. Ellert was informed that as a result of the investigation, he was subject to possible termination. He is accused of sexually assaulting 2 female students at an off-campus event 2 years ago. A hearing has been set for the 20th of this month. As we first reported on Facebook, a 25-year-old woman is behind bars accused of stabbing her boyfriend after an argument over their Quest card. Police spokesperson Captain Kim Santos says the incident occurred at Hemlani's Harmon Apartments around 7 a.m. Thursday, with the woman allegedly throwing a knife at her 28-year-old boyfriend, resulting in a laceration to his stomach. He was transported to the nearby Guam Regional Medical City, where he remains in stable condition. Hemlani Apartments part owner Vinod Hemlani confirms that the couple are not tenants of the complex, but were there to drop their child to be watched by the child's grandparents. Datlan Kosi was arrested for aggravated assault, family violence, and use of a weapon in the commission of a felony. She was booked and confined. Well, in other island news headlines this evening, just as he signs off on the latest commuted prison sentence, Governor Eddie Calvo has reached out to the federal government to help address shortcomings for Guam in terms of deportation. Ken Quintanilla has our next report.
And as part of fulfilling his fundamental responsibility in terms of the health and welfare for the people of Guam, Governor Eddie Calvo has signed off on another commutation, but this time working with the federal government.
This individual has a federal detainer. So with that in mind, the federal government now has that responsibility to help subsidize this individual's incarceration at this point in our prison. And then at the same time, the federal government has a responsibility also to process this individual for eventual removal, deportation from the island of Guam.
The governor authorized the transfer of Linus to Cal Alter, an FSM citizen from the state of Costa Rica. Alter is a convicted rapist sentenced for 2 years and scheduled to be released next year. Calvo says Alter was identified by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement as having committed a deportable offense. This marks the 8th inmate no longer in custody at the Department of Corrections through the governor's initiative. The timing couldn't be more fitting, as Governor Calvo recently had a teleconference with Robert Riley, the U.S. ambassador to the Federated States of Micronesia.
Now, with Ambassador Riley, he's fairly new in this assignment, so it was more of getting to know you and also asking some of the questions on what are the issues, and of course working towards a resolution. So I feel very positive about this, is that now we're seeing representatives of the federal government trying to get more involved, which has been a problem in the past, to see how we can deal with the issues particularly that are important to Guam, such as the removal of non-citizen convicts from our island home to their home nations.
And just as he believes there's been some major shortcomings, Calvo says the ambassador informed him the feds are willing to work with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in increasing their participation in the deportation process.
At this point, he's more supportive in seeing what we can be done.
And while Ambassador Riley didn't commit to any additional monetary support at this time, Calvo says he believes there's this clear understanding of the issues Guam faces. Calvo says he informed Ambassador Riley over issues regarding a change in policy by the FSM government for citizens that had been incarcerated and were now going back to their home state. In the meantime, the ambassador has since asked Governor Calvo to have a face-to-face meeting. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Well, for the time being, FSM Consulate General Robert Rako recently wrote back to the governor last week, stating the FSM national government will respond to his request regarding assistance as long as he is willing to provide certain information over citizenship. You can read that letter on KUAM.com. Well, we have a story now about every parent's worst fear, their child being threatened or injured. Isa Baz has got a story about one parent whose kids have been repeatedly harassed at school and how her frustration led her to write a Facebook post that has since gone viral.
Lainey Sablon is a mother of 10 whose children have been repeatedly harassed by what she says is a gang of students at FB Leon Guerrero Middle School.
They were jumped after school by multiple students. My older son had a broken foot from a sports injury, and he was wearing a cam walker, it's like a cast. And the students removed it and stomped on his injured foot. They were punched, they were kicked. My other son was stabbed with a pencil.
She said while offending students have been suspended or even detained, once they return, so does the harassment. She's asked about expulsion, but that's not an option for middle school students. She's asked about alternative schools, but Guam's alternative program ended last year. She's asked about the Opportunity Room, a room where students with behavioral issues are removed from the school's general population. But because FBLG hasn't been able to fill the position, that's not an option either.
And I feel like it's a dead end.
She said just today there was another riot, placing the school on lockdown. She said all she wants is to know her children are kept safe.
I'm hoping that we can do something positive with this, you know? These kids that are causing trouble, they need help. And if they're not willing to accept the help, then they need to be put somewhere else, you know, and not with the kids who want to learn, because you can't learn if you're stuck in a situation where you're worried about, you know, am I going to get jumped after school? Is my brother safe during his lunch? Because my brother has a different lunch.
Acting Superintendent Joe Sanchez said after Sablon posted her frustrations on Facebook, he became aware of the situation.
That particular case, I've contacted the principal and our deputy superintendent. They're following up. They've told me that they're going to be addressing the issue with the student and the parent.
He did admit that while OR rooms are available at all schools, there are not enough teachers or aides to fill them. He said bullying is an issue that he encourages administrators to address using long-term solutions that attack the source. He said in extreme situations, DOE also looks to alternatives.
It's like some of those options that I mentioned earlier about DYA and having the students go to the resource centers, or having some type of homebound program where we're still providing the education to the student, but they would do that at home, you know, and not on campus. But again, those are done in extreme cases.
Meanwhile, Sablon said since first posting her frustrations on Facebook, it's been shared over 600 times, and she's received an outpour of support from other parents who have similar concerns. She hopes that going forward, the issue of bullying and school violence will be better addressed in the school system. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
All right, Issa, thanks so much. You can find more on that story on KUAM.com and the KUAM News mobile app. Also tonight, the $100 million contract for the renovations of almost all Guam schools has been delayed yet again. Although the appeal hearing was initially supposed to end last week, hearing officer Anthony Camacho said it would likely extend until next Monday. The delay is due to lengthy questioning, primarily by appellate attorney Joyce Tang.
Is your understanding that the 35 schools, inclusive of Simon Sanchez, will be available to be leased to GIF to secure, under a lease that will secure the repayment to bondholders?
Okay, I think you already asked that question, Ms. Tan.
I was just okay, as a prelude,
Okay,
so I
could you
just wanted
please,
to.
I know, but you already answered that one.
Okay,
Please
so.
move on, we're running out of time to get there.
All right. Have you had any discussions about whether all 35 schools will be available from the start? With anyone?
Objection. It's essentially just a rephrase of the earlier question.
And Ms. Tang, I believe his answer previously was something to the effect of for the other schools, there would be a master plan.
Now Tang represents losing bidder Cortec International after being ranked the second highest bidder and filing several protests, all of which have been denied. The company appealed its loss to the OPA. Public Works called these protests frivolous and based on speculation. Because the continued delay indefinitely stalls the rebuilding of Sanchez High, Jigo Mayor Rudy Metanani has filed a petition with the OPA asking that they make a decision as soon as possible. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, my friends. Please stay tuned. Primetime continues right after this.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are.
It's a beautiful day.
Select Care, healthcare that's there for you.
At IT&D, we take a different approach when it comes to data. Introducing IT&D's new rate plans. We've increased the amount of 4G LTE data for our plans to give you more of what you want so you can do more of the things that you want. More snapping, more sharing, more connecting. Bring your own phone and get even more 4G LTE data and up to 3 months of free service. New plans, more data, more value. IT&D, life in motion.
Hafaday Guam, I'm Tsunami McKenna. I'm Janessa Quick of the disaster team. Let's talk about earthquakes and tsunamis. So what is a tsunami? It's a series of traveling waves. Tsunamis are caused mostly by earthquakes and can happen within minutes and without warning. Tsunamis can be small or as tall as a coconut tree. Earthquakes and tsunamis can be quite scary, but the better prepared you are, the safer you'll be. In case of an earthquake, drop, cover, and hold on. After the shaking stops, quickly get to higher ground because a tsunami may be coming. Remember, the beach is a danger zone during tsunamis. Get away from the beach, go inland, or get to higher ground. Especially keep in mind to follow the tsunami evacuation route signs to a safe assembly area nearest you. Thanks, McKenna. Thanks, Janessa. The next step to being prepared is to meet with your family and make a family disaster plan. For more information, visit ghs.guam.gov.
If you can dream it, you can do it. In the all-new Ridgeline from Honda.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's news network.
Thousands of tax refunds will be sent in the mail on Friday. DOA Director Christine Boleto says GovGuam has already received the federal reimbursements, otherwise known as Section 30 monies, that will be used to pay the refunds. She adds that Reventax started printing the checks on Wednesday and continued that action throughout today.
Yeah, right there, sir. Yes, sir.
All error-free status A refund checks will be mailed out on Friday. We hope that our U.S. Postal Service is ready for the influx and that they get them to our taxpayers as quickly as possible, and that people will have their checks Saturday if all goes well.
The $66 million in tax refunds accounts for over 29,000 checks for all error-free returns filed on or before May 22nd. The big payout brings GovGuam well ahead of a court-ordered deadline to pay all refunds within 6 months from the deadline. Well, more than a dozen families are a step closer to achieving the Guamanian dream as the governor signed off on 18 CLTC leases today. He issued leases for a term of 99 years for residential or agricultural purposes. The breakdown accounts for 10 residential and 8 agricultural leases totaling nearly 12 acres. Over 300 residential and agricultural leases since 2011 have been turned over to families. Well, just as our island faces challenges with the H-2B visa denials, Congresswoman Berdallo will host a series of listening sessions next month. They'll focus on stakeholders affected by the visa situation, along with discussing policy solutions. Berdallo says while she moves to work toward advance a provision she included in the Defense Authorization Bill, there must be a better long-term solution. She'll work with local stakeholders to develop a long-term policy proposal to meet Guam and the CNMI's unique labor needs, which include supporting programs, cultivating local laborers, and promoting workforce development. While public transit passengers are facing a big fare increase, as GRTA's Rick Augustine says budget cuts are forcing the agency to consider the first hike in over 3 decades. The biggest jump is for paratransit riders, which would go from 35 cents for a one-ride pass to $3. A regular fare one-ride pass would go from $1 to $2. A one-ride discounted fare would go from 35 cents to half a dollar. Augustine says if approved, the new fares would most likely be effective next January, which he says gives riders ample time to adjust their household transportation budgets. The bus service routes and schedule will also be impacted, but Augustine says the changes still need to be fully studied and approved. Well, hundreds of people who worked during the primary election continue to wait for payment from the GEC. Maria Pangilinan says while payments from her agency have been processed, they're waiting on DOA to send out the checks. She says over 330 precinct officials, along with tabulators, helpers, homebound officials, decolonization registrars, phone operators, and maintenance workers are waiting to be paid. About $150,000 is owed, and while Pangilinan could not give an exact date, she says DOA has informed her that payments should be made soon. Well, an update on a story we brought you last night is after bugs were found in cereal served to at least one Southern high school student Wednesday. DOE's Chris Anderson said an inspection was conducted by Food Services and a report was filed with the school's food service provider, Sodexo. The inspection conducted found that food storage at the school was in order and there was no need to shut down the cafeteria. The report indicated only one case of bugs was reported to the administration. Well, one of the island's most valuable assets provides over $100 million annually to the economy. But however, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Coral and Coastal Zone Management Liaison for Guam, Adrian Lorzell, says more needs to be done to protect the coral reef from its biggest threat, which is coral bleaching.
And this is what it starts to turn into when you see that bleaching. And if this coral doesn't recover, which for the staghorns we were seeing a lot of mortality and death, it would just kind of turn into a rubble field, which is obviously not as much fun to look at. And if you're a fish, not as much of a good place to live.
Lorzell spoke to the GHRA Thursday. For more information on how you can prevent coral bleaching, call Adrian Lorzell at 688-6877. Please stay tuned. Sports is coming up.
Hey, smart spenders. Looking for more ways to save? Buy food, get fuel. Shell's partnered with Cost You Less and Island Fresh stores to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station. Receive exclusive Cost You Less and Island Fresh offers when you fuel at Shell. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
When you reserve a party at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's guaranteed to be a blast! Blast off! And now, birthdays are more of a blast than ever! Because for a limited time, tickets in the Ticket Blaster are worth double!
There's a reason why you keep going. When it's your own hard work that brought you to this point. You do everything to protect what you've earned. Because every move that brings you closer to your goals leaves you no excuse but to keep moving forward. This is what makes you an alpha.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $11.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $11.99 each, only at Pizza Hut.
This is what precision looks like, helping you see what's hard to see, thanks to Terrain Denali's Side Blind Zone Alert that uses radar to watch your blind spots. So it's true, Mom does have eyes in the back of her head. The new, meticulously crafted 2016 Terrain Denali. From GMC, this is the precision of professional grade. Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
Hafa Guam, Chris Barnett here with sports coming up on the show. Rex Ryan, Buffalo Bills, baby, and a little preview of your Interscholastic Football League weekend. But first, let's kick it off with a little Stay Golden Hoops. It was raining last night at the Timoning Gym during the Golden Hoops Classic. Tooth Fairies taking on Naval Base Guam. Chris Cerruti, Drano, one of his three from downtown. Irv Jose to Merwin Martin. Moneyball from the corner. Tress. Naval Base Guam looking to slow the action down. Use their size inside the paint. D'Angelo Harris, bigger is better, driving in the basket, dumps it off to Randall Johnson. Alfredo Royster draws the D in, leaving Irv Jose open in the corner. Bang, bang! Three-pointer, good. MBG answering the other way. No D, no problem for D'Angelo Harris, the lefty, making it look easy from the outside. Irv Jose calling for the screen. Derek Royster coming over to set it up. Jose pulls up way back. It's like another time zone and hits the shot. More great shooting from behind the arc. Bounce pass, kick out to Randall Johnson for 3D. Too slow, rotating over. Come on, guys. Jose pushing the ball after Pumpkin. Turnover. No look pass to Merwin Martin, who blows by the D to pick up the bucket. Martin finished the game with 14 points. Naval Base Guam keeping it close in the first half. Chris MacArthur spots up, buries the D ball. Pigo Cemetery. 3 of his 14 points coming right here. Tooth Fairies pulling away in the second half for the win, 74-59. That's money under your pillow. Irv Jose backing down the D to get to the basket. Two-step to the rim. He put up a game-high 25 points. Let's get right into your Interscholastic Football League schedule for this week. Tomorrow, Friday, the 16th. Guam High Panthers travel all the way to JFK to take on the Islanders. This game early, 5 p.m. Simon Sanchez Sharks step onto the field for the second time this year when they face the unbeaten GW Geckos at GW, 7 p.m. Saturday, the Tizen High Titans stepping onto the field for the second time. Remember, a lot of forfeits this season. When they take on the Ukadu Bulldogs at Ukadu, kickoff, 7 p.m. And the Dolphins of Southern High got their work cut out for them, facing the Father Duenas Friars, who have been on a roll this season, to say the least. The game held at GW. This game also scheduled for 7 p.m. All right, hey, let's look at a little preview here as Rex Ryan facing his ex. He's now with the Buffalo Bills, and here's what he had to say about the quarterbacks.
The last time we made a big stink about, hey, you've really done well against somebody. Guy lit me up for 600 yards out there. So I'm not saying anything about it. You know, I think obviously the players have more to do with it than anything else. And, you know, we played well against them. But the guy's an ultra competitor. I remember last year they won 5 straight games, okay, and you know, had looked like the, you know, one of the best teams in the league, and we end up beating them, and you know, all of a sudden they question the kid.
Friday, always animated. It's the NFL on CBS. Friday, 10:25 in the morning. The New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills, of course, KUAM TV 11. Hey, my name's Chris. Thanks for watching. And remember, tomorrow's Friday. Woohoo! Till then, you keep on shining, Guam. Adios!
The Nissan Summer Fun event is on. Get into a new Nissan Frontier King Cab starting at $112 per pay period with the No Worries Car Care Plan. Your new Nissan comes with a free 3 years protection plan and free paint sealant. Enjoy discounts up to $10,000 when you choose from the award-winning lineup of Nissan trucks, including the Frontier King Cab and Armada. Score super low easy financing and save even more during the Summer Fun event at Nissan Upper Tumon. Frontier King Cab starting at $112 per pay period. Find out more at NissanGuam.com.
At Project Carinu, we work with young children from birth through 5 years of age to improve their social and emotional well-being. We're part of Guam's system of care, and partnering with other programs, your child is our focus.
Project Carinu helped us address our son's social issues. With the different services provided by Project Carinu, our son can express himself more clearly.
Tourism, it's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Let's do some birthdays now, courtesy of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Exciting times because Sean Ray Lujan has birthday number 5 today. Happy birthday, Sean. Hello to you. Also, Maria D. Mesa, otherwise known as Kit, has a birthday, and happy birthday blessings, Mama. Come from your kids, grandkids, and great-grandchildren. Awesome. Bernice Cabalas has a birthday today, and this comes from your mom, Alice, and Christopher Atta, as well as many brothers and sisters. Serenity Molo has a birthday today. Happy first birthday going out to lovely little Serenity. Jonalyn Mesa, a good friend of ours here at KUAM, has a birthday today, so we'll get her picture hopefully next year. So Jonalyn, we miss you and we wish you a happy birthday. And a happy belated birthday to Marco Gogui. This young man's birthday wish comes from his loving mom, Maggie. If you would like to be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club and make someone's day, all you got to do is go on KUAM.com, register, and we'll take care of the rest. All right, please stay tuned. There's more coming up right after this. In the Mix is now.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Hafa Guam, welcome to another episode of In the Mix. I'm Jonah Goncharfres. Thanks so much for tuning in. A great show lined up for you this evening. Coming up, we get another installment of KUAM Connections. We get a sneak peek of a pair of shows heading to CBS TV 11. A little bit later, we get a recap of the 7th annual Manila Doni Festival held last weekend. And it's Tulip Thursday, and you know what that means. Chris Barnett is back with another great recipe using tulip luncheon meat. I will close out the show tonight with music from Chris Bolus. But first things first, if you're looking for something for the whole family to enjoy, or if you're looking to channel your inner artist, the place to go is Color Guam in Hagåtña. Here's more.
I'm Talia Strawmeyer from Color Guam Art Studio and Entertainment. I am the owner and also the artist that teaches our customers how to paint.
Color Guam was established in 2015.
We had a lot of customers. We used to teach, and we still do actually, we teach ceramic painting. So about a year ago, I used to teach ceramic painting, and we had a lot of customers that were asking me to teach them how to paint on canvas.
Strohmeyer was unable to because at the time she was busy promoting Guam's first interactive coloring book, Explore, Learn, and Color Guam, featuring the island's historical sites and popular spots. But in February of this year, she finally offered her first painting on canvas class at Puerto Mocha, and it was packed with locals and visitors. So much so that she knew a bigger space was needed. So in July of 2016, Color Guam moved from having painting events and coffee shops into a permanent studio in Guam's capital of Hagåtña. With over 1,300 square feet of open space, Color Guam can hold paint parties, fundraisers, and private lessons.
It's been really great. We've had a lot of team building parties. We've had a lot of family parties and birthday parties for kids. So the response has been really great. And we also have our signature classes that we have on the weekends, and we will be also offering a paint and sip night on Wednesdays and offering classes during the weekdays in the afternoons.
Before any painting begins, Strohmeyer has them recite a pledge, reminding clients it's about having fun, enjoying the creative process, and that ultimately they'll be leaving with a masterpiece, their masterpiece.
I teach them the basics of how to use a paintbrush. So we have 3 or 4 different paintbrushes. Sometimes we have a 4th one. And so it's teaching them how to use a paintbrush so that they're efficient when they paint, and also the amount of water that they use with their acrylic paint, and how to mix colors, and then how to apply those colors on canvas, because there's a certain way that you apply it. There's certain techniques that you can use with your paintbrush, so that, again, it goes back to efficiency. You don't want to have to be painting a background for like 2 hours. So it's basically how to do it quickly and how to do it efficiently.
As for themes, she normally sets up a schedule for the entire month and posts it. She tries to include local themes and customer suggestions.
We get a lot of feedback from people on social media, on Facebook, and also people emailing us, or some of our customers, calling us and let us know what they'd like to see on our calendar, what they'd like to paint. But we also look at it as, okay, why don't we do, I'll do like a landscape, I'll do like something floral, or something that is a seascape, and then maybe something that's a little abstract. We also do paint your pet.
And you're in good and capable hands, as Strohmeyer is a graduate of the Art Institute of Seattle, having studied mixed media art at the Accademia of Italia in Florence, Italy, and learning sandstone carving in Bali, Indonesia.
So I've been painting for over 25 years. I have a degree in graphic design and also in painting. I've also done a lot of art shows here on Guam. I've also been commissioned, and I took some of my original works of art and I converted them into open edition prints that are sold in some of the retail stores here on Guam.
So it's safe to say that she knows her stuff.
As far as the experience goes, I think that you really, in order to teach art, you really need to have that background. You really need to have that experience. It really goes back to efficiency. It's very important to know how to use your tools in art, as with like anything else that you're interested in doing, whether it's surfing, whether it's basketball, or riding a bike. You can have a really nice shiny bike, but if you don't know how to ride it, then it just kind of sits there in the garage.
Everyone is invited to Color Guam's grand opening on Saturday, September 24th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
We will be having appetizers, face painting for kids, and balloons. And they also get to, they sign up, they get to paint Serena and the Sunsets.
To find out the schedule, or for more information on how you can book your party, you can call 687-1075 or check out the website at www.colorguam.com. You can also like Color Guam on Facebook and follow on Instagram.
That's very important to us, that people not only come in and have a great time, but they also walk away with the skills. And these are skills that they're going to carry on with them for the rest of their lives. Find your inner artist with Color Guam and learn how to use paintbrushes, how to mix colors, and how to apply your paint on canvas. These are skills that you'll learn for a lifetime and you can carry with you.
Don't go anywhere, because when we return, Chris Barnett shares with us a recipe using tulip luncheon meat. You're watching In the Mix.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
This is what we do on Guam's best network. We're the filter killers, the likers and sharers, the bingers and Netflix chillers, the tweeters and hashtaggers. GTA has improved their 4G LTE network, covering 95% of the island, delivering faster data speeds, strength and quality, and more reliability than ever. It's just what you need. So switch to GTA and step up to a better network, a strong network that lets you do what you do. GTA, better LTE than ever.
To prove how authentic my new Brewhouse Bacon Burger is, I'm going undercover at an actual brewhouse.
That's awesome. Amazing.
What if I told you you're eating a Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger from Jack in the Box?
Not this one. I'm totally lying.
And what if I told you that I'm Jack?
No!
Didn't see that coming, did you? Order real cheese sauce, grilled onions, and bacon on an artisan potato bun. Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger. New from Jack in the Box.
Hey, where'd Jack go? He was just here.
Come celebrate with Ulitau, Guam's proud seafaring tradition at Ifiasan Sadantasi, the Festival of the Canoes, October 1st and 2nd at the Valley of the Lati Talafofo River. Canoe carvers, artists, farmers, and local craftsmen will celebrate with us from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Matson Navigation, the Guam Visitors Bureau, Heineken, Uno, and the Guamanian Magazine, Poppenberg Enterprises, Inc., GTA, and the stations of KUAM are proud sponsors of this event. For info, visit www.valleyofthelati.com or call 789-3342.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, give us Ma'asi, Matson.
Make sure we're getting ready. Excuse me. Hey, Flacco, what's in the bag?
McDonald's new Mighty Wings.
Those look good. I'll play you for them.
For what, my wings?
First one to miss has to watch the other one eat.
Let's go. Left upright.
I want to eat off the scoreboard through the uprights. Oh, man. Not again.
Cap, you trying to get my wings?
Nah, I'm right here.
What's that noise?
Half a day and welcome back. It's Tulip Thursday, so Chris Barnett is up with another recipe using tulip luncheon meat. Check it out.
Half a day to Cello, Chris Burnett with another recipe that's too quick, too easy, too convenient, tulip, right? And you know, it's rainy season. Doesn't freak you out when people freak out when it's rainy during rainy season? Freaks me out, man. So I'm gonna do a little rainy day ramen. This is really simple. We have some fresh pechay here. Got to get your greens, you know what I mean? Thin green. I have some Denancy that I was able to get at the Manila Donny Festival. We've got some seaweed just because I love that stuff. We have some spicy instant noodle soup powder. I got some chopped green onions there for garnish, and some of these, man, you could use any kind of noodle you want to use. You know, basically, I know what you know this is. This is like kind of the cup of soup. I'm going to do a little poached egg in there. But what's really going to bring this dish together is going to be the tulip. You got to get it when you can get it because it goes fast. You know what I mean? It goes faster than cops and empanadas. So check it out. It's tulip. Let's do it. Tulip is great, and we're going to grate it. I want to fry this up till it's nice and crispy. It came to me in a dream. Yes, I dream of tulip. You know, some people, when they lay down in bed and go to sleep, they count sheep. Not me. I count cans of tulip. Ooh, look, that's getting nice and crispy. Let's boil this water. It's crispy, and we're just going to kind of like make this rain down tulip on that. I'm just going to try a piece. Man, so savory. And you know what? It's not super salty because I really love, you know, I'm always rolling about 10 to 12 cans deep of tulip everywhere I go. And I just pass the stuff out and I tell people, you know, it really is a superior canned luncheon meat. It's not salty. And because it's not salty, you know, as Chamorros, we do this thing when we eat food that's really salty is you got to like water it down with a whole bunch of rice. And you don't really need to do that with tulip. Our water is boiling here. We're going to add in our instant noodles. I'm gonna put some of this pechay down here in this bowl. I love the ends. You know, those parts, that's my favorite part. Don't gotta be fancy, you know what I mean? I just love having the greens and that soupiness. Now what we're gonna do is, I've got the powder here from these instant noodles. And you know, I don't want it to be too salty. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that in here. I'm gonna add my seaweed in there. Put about 3 seaweeds in there. This is nice and spicy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put these noodles in. All right, and then we're gonna let it rain. Let it rain. You see that broth is gonna cook up that pet chai really good, but watch what I'm gonna do now. I'll drop in these couple poached eggs that I got. Careful. Careful. All right, that's gonna go there. I'll take that grated tulip. Let it just rain down tulip on there. Drop some green onions on there. Then I want to tear like a little bit of this seaweed up here. I got some Denancy here, and I like it hot. Okay, so there you go. Well, looks like I did it again, man. Rainy day ramen with some tulip in there. And remember, it's everywhere, man. And I want to see your recipes. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. Okay, let's see what you got. Rainy day ramen with tulip. You gotta do this. So good. Tulip is crispy, like I've been saying. Not too salty. It's so savory. It's right up there. Could be better than bacon. I don't know. Remember, tulip. Too easy, too quick, too convenient. Tulip. Join me next Tulip Thursday. Till then, my name is Chris Barnett. Adios.
Now for all of his recipes, you can head on over to youtube.com/KUAM News. Coming up, we get another installment of KUAM Connections when In the Mix returns.
At IT&E, we know how important it is to stay connected, especially for students and their families. That's why IT&E is proud to give students more with the Motion Student Plan. It's just $30 a month for unlimited talk and text and 3 gigs of 4G LTE data. Bring your own device and get an additional 2 gigs and up to 3 months free. Students can do more with IT&E's 4G LTE network. Unlimited talk and text plus up to 5 gigs of 4G LTE data a month for just $30. Now that's life in motion.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $11.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $11.99 each, only at Pizza Hut.
How come you're not training for the Guam Coca Road race, man?
It's not even fair, bro. I'll just win that.
Boom! Got him.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
And we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, it's the fall season, and you know what that means. Season premieres and series premieres. And here's a pair of series premieres coming to CBS TV 11.
Okay, Mac, it's all you. You nervous?
No, it's just another Friday.
I'm the baddest mother up in here.
MacGyver, how did you escape from your terrorist holding cell?
Coming to CBS TV 11 this fall are a handful of exciting new shows. If you're like me and love the 80s, you're going to love this one. Remember the show MacGyver? Well, a dynamic re-imaging of the hit TV series has made its way to CBS. This action-packed story follows a young hero as he undertakes missions to save lives and change the world.
Let's get the job done.
Lincoln,
Keep it professional. Good idea.
Where'd you get this? Had to kill a guy. Not really. Let's go blend in. Follow me. We need a fingerprint.
Picked a hell of a time for arts and crafts.
And the crowd goes wild.
A secret agent unlike any other, MacGyver escapes perilous situations with nothing but a paperclip, his trusty knife, and his wit. MacGyver stars Lucas Till and George Eads from CSI.
Oh, come on, man. I don't high five. I'm a professional.
Brandon Peters, son of tech billionaire Pete Peters, is being arraigned on murder charges.
He's accused of the murder of Alyssa Yang. Was last seen alive on a yacht, her body washed ashore.
Another new series that is sure to generate quite the following is Bull. The show is inspired by the early career of Dr. Phil McGraw.
Pete Peters.
Dr. Jason Bull.
Can you help my son?
Absolutely. The jury starts with a preconceived idea of the truth. We don't guess at that.
Dr. Bull profiles every juror, their behavioral patterns, what they click on, likes, avoidances. Then we create a mirror jury and run mock trials. It all gets plugged into a matrix that is scary in its predictive efficiency. Dr. Bull knows how they'll vote even before they do.
Michael Weatherly stars as Dr. Jason Bull. Brilliant, brash, and charming, he's the ultimate puppet master, combining psychology, intuition, and high-tech data to learn what makes jurors and the accused tick.
You can't.
Do what he says.
Rule number one, the client is the enemy. Your clothes, your hair, glasses, it's all a code.
They're not going to convict me because of my haircut.
Did you see that? He smirked. He's a smirker. 93% of all communication is nonverbal. You've been testifying since day one.
So whether you enjoy reading people or like MacGyvering something, make sure to check out MacGyver and Bull, coming this fall to CBS TV 11.
AJ Gay, 24. She has a bumper sticker that says the system is rigged.
Wow, that's cynical.
How do you know it's her?
How do you not know?
You're a con man. It's what you haven't conned me.
I love you, man.
Coming up, we get a recap of the 7th annual Doña Festival held in Manila last weekend. You're watching In the Mix.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
It's
It's the kickoff to savings event at Cars Plus in Muncie, going on now through September. Save thousands on a brand new Hyundai. Experience the award-winning Hyundai lineup with the best warranty on Guam. 10 years or 100,000 miles. The 2017 Hyundai Elantra starting at just $16,995. That's right, a 2017. Or how about the Hyundai Accent starting at just $11,995? Unbeatable. SUV lovers, the Hyundai Tucson is starting at just $21,995. The perfect vehicle for those tailgate parties. Visit CarsPlusGuam.com for easy shopping and quick financing. Kick off the savings going on now at Cars Plus, driven by you.
And we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching In the Mix. Now, in case you missed it last weekend, and boy, did you miss out, here's a recap of the 7th annual Manila Doni Festival. Last weekend, the 7th annual Doni Festival was held in the central village of Manila. Over the course of 3 days, thousands indulged in spicy concoctions, an array of food and drinks, sweet treats, and more. From banh mi's, waffle dogs, an assortment of empanadas, kettle corn, and kalbi bowls, to refreshing Hafaday lemonade and snow cones, there was something to satisfy every palate. And while the adults hit up the food booths, kids, young and old, had fun with rides and the various game booths spearheaded by the youth of Santa Teresita Church. One of the big draws this year was laser tag, which is operated by newcomers Laser War Guam. The festival was also an opportunity to support local farmers and gardeners who were out and about selling their produce, flowers, and of course, Doni plants. Farm to Table did an amazing job showcasing some of the fruits and veggies that are currently in season. Something people enjoyed was a seedling planting demonstration from Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. As for the food competitions, it was definitely heated with 9 entries in the Dinancy category, but grabbing top honors for the 4th time was Kevin Pitbull Uggan and his Still Smokin' Dinancy. In the dessert category, there were only 2 entries, and coming out victorious with a Super Pika cheesecake was Ron's Diner. And in the Karumpika division, Derek Cruz picked up the win, and for Best Decorated Booth was Dorothy Borhoff. Congratulations to all the winners, participants, and those who put together the events. See you next year. Well, that's our program. Thank you so much for watching. Now remember, if there's something you'd like to see featured on the show, you can email me at joan@kuam.com. Find us on Facebook by typing in KUAM in the mix, and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram at Joan Charfritz. Until then, have a great evening, be safe, and as promised, we close out the show tonight with the music from student Chris Bolas, who is here performing on Live Local Fridays on Guam's favorite I-94. Enjoy and good night.
All right, so every second with you right here on Guam's favorite.
I can't get away from you. It's time slows down upon your moves. Can you see what I would do to make you stand a second more tonight? But time still moves. My heart is taken away to the other side that lies to the world and time. 'Cause every second with you, it takes me away, it takes me away, and every second with you. I can't give my mind the thought of leaving you. I'll stay for a while, but time still moves. I walk through your door, but the clock still ticks, though time still moves. I wanna be with you at least. Don't you see? heart is taken away to the other side. That lies to the world and time. 'Cause every second with you, it takes me away, it takes me away. And every second with you, beats all of the days, all of the days. I can't get my mind the thought of leaving you. Stay for a while, but time still moves. 'Cause every second with you, it takes me away, it takes me away. And every second with you, beats all of the days, oh, all of the days.